setting at your dinner table you didn't have to clean yesterday? One plate, knife, fork, spoon, glass, and napkin you didn't have to wash? I hope so, because it's a fine tribute to all those whose sacrifice is so important. Other than that, I hope you're not too sunburned, because the hottest show on radio is on. The American Adversaries Drive Time on AM 660, The Answer. And to start this week off, our host has some splaining to do as to what we're going to talk about. Christopher Hart!
All right, thanks so much, Larry Adams, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us. That's right, you are listening to the American Adversaries Drive Time Prime Time Show, coming to you live on AM 660, The Answer, from the Mercury Free Broadcasting Studios. Don't forget, for the very best and mercury-free dental care, call my dentist, Dr. James E. Hardy, at 407-678-3399. I was back in the chair today, get a little surface filling taken care of by the good doctor over there. So, yeah, he takes good care of me. And by the way, no, it's not one of them silver fillings.
I thought it was Thumbs Henderson or something.
What's that, Mike?
No, one of my, this guy, Bill Linkaitis, who played with me at Penn State, played 11 years with the Patriots.
Yeah.
He's a dentist. You know, but his hands were so big, you know, he used to call him Thumbs Henderson. You know, it's like, don't put your hands in my mouth, pal. You know?
Well, anyway, Dr. Hardy is also, of course, the author of the book, Mercury Free. And one of these days soon, we're going to get him in the studio and talk about Mercury Free dental care. By the way, the people who are researching Alzheimer's think they may have found a link between mercury and Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, that's one thing, you know, and really every day you hear of somebody who thinks they had the breakthrough and everything, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with this or not. You know, the Player Association put like $100 million toward the study of Alzheimer's and dementia through Harvard University.
Oh boy.
And I wasn't really for that, because the reality of it is everybody's working on it. All these universities are. The pharmaceutical.
I was going to say, you know who's working the hardest is the pharmaceutical companies.
I know, because it's the bonus is there, boy. You hit the jackpot if you can correct this issue. Why did we spend $100 million? I mean, you know, unless somebody went to Harvard, I don't know.
I was going to say, that was probably...
I'm still not sold on that spending of money.
All right. Hey, it is Tuesday. I know it feels like Monday, but it is Tuesday. So that means it's free, Refresh Computers Free Tune-Up Tuesday. And that means you can take your laptop or your mainframe over to Refresh Computers in Longwood on 434 between 1792 and Ronald Reagan Boulevard.
Now, they might be closed right now.
Refresh. No, it's Tuesday.
I know, but how late does they stay open?
Well, they're open till 5, after 5. Okay. Anyway, you can head on over there. And if you have any questions, you want to make sure they're still there, give them a call at 407-478-8200. That's Refresh Computers. Every Tuesday is Free Tune-Up Tuesday at Refresh Computers. We do have a lot to talk about tonight. A lot of things have been happening over the weekend. A lot of echoes of the American Adversaries, I might add. And we'll see if we can't get to them all. I am Christopher Hart. Larry Adams, of course, opened the show. The other voice you heard, of course, is the chairman of the board, Mike McBath.
Always good to be here.
We also have the Periscope up and running. Lucas Paris is in the studio. He's got us on the scope, so you can go to our channel on YouTube. American Adversaries TV is the channel on YouTube, and you can see what we're doing. There is a time delay, but you will see us the same day, just a few minutes later. And Nicholas Cicero is on the bridge, so we're in good hands. And if you want to be a part of the show, 407-774-8255 is, of course, still the number. Big defeat for the Barack Obama administration today. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in Texas upheld federal Judge Hanley's decision having to do with Barack Obama expanding, shall we say, the illegal immigration status into expanding is not the right word, twisting the illegal immigration status into some sort of legal status. And even though they didn't, quote-unquote, rule on the merits of the case came into play. Let me tell you that. Because basically what the circuit court, a 3-judge panel, 2 of the 3 sided with Judge Hanley, saying that Barack Obama went way too far in every instance, in every question that was before the court. they sided with Judge Hanley against the Obama administration, basically saying you did not have the legal authority to do what you did. And this leaves Barack Obama with three options. The first option is to accept the decision and go home. I think we can
Not
all
gonna happen.
be assured that, right?
I think it's going to be appealed.
Well, it'll be appealed, but he has two choices to appeal it. He can appeal it to the full Fifth Circuit Court panel of judges. I believe there's like 11 of them that sit on the panel. Or he could take it straight to the Supreme Court, which is a bit of a risk because they could turn around and say, well, you need to send it back to the full Fifth Circuit panel. Basically what this means, now if he takes it straight to the Fifth Circuit, the full panel, they could rule in fairly short order, but it would be months. And of course the clock is ticking on the Obama administration. What this decision pretty much means is that this is going to be tied up in court with the injunction in place until the end of this president's administration, which will leave it to the next president to either drop the case or pursue it further. And of course that's going to depend on who gets elected. If Hillary Clinton gets elected, she's already said she would go further than this president. So obviously she would continue the fight.
Well, her story will change depending where she is and who she's
in the polls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, who
That's
she's,
sorry,
who she's talking to, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll get
Define further.
Yeah, we'll get back to her a little bit later. But this is a significant blow to the Obama administration. It's a blow that I predicted would happen, and I predict that he'll lose this case right to the end. And all you have to do is read Judge Hanley's opinion. Judge Hanley basically accepts part of their argument. Part of their argument is, oh, we have prosecutorial discretion. And Judge Hanley says, well, of course you do. If you're a prosecutor, you got prosecutorial discretion. But that does not give you the discretion to do things that the law that you are saying that you are being discretionary about actually forbids. Correct, Mike?
Right.
So,
And now another thing to look at, I wonder how it actually works in a sense. Does it just freeze everything at this point? Is there any form of continuation, or where do you stand with all these people?
Well, this is the problem Obama has created for himself now.
Like Chris was saying, it's pretty much dead. I mean, until it can be handed to the next president.
Legally speaking, politically speaking, it is now hot as fire because Barack Obama's made this promise and created all these expectations that aren't going to be fulfilled. Now, who can control the argument as to, you know,
who gets the blame?
Right, as to where the blame falls is going to be who's going to suffer or profit from this politically.
But I wonder too, even on all the thousands of jobs that were hired, you know, to execute this and get everything.
Right.
What do? Just freeze the jobs, send them all home?
Hopefully, they send them home.
I would like to see that too.
But
you know, that sounds too logical. They'll probably, okay, you people on vacation until we get the next response.
Here's Obama's argument: we can't afford to send them home.
Right,
of
exactly.
Course.
Probably so. You know, which that reminds me. You know, I was watching Carly Fiorina in an interview the other day, and this woman began to impress me more and more.
I like her. The more I hear her, the more I like her.
But I was thinking there's a good response she should put in her repertoire, her quill, if you will, of arrows. And when the question comes up, well, when you were at Hewlett Packard, I think she laid off like 5,000 or 10,000 people, maybe even 20,000. Of course, they have a workforce of hundreds of thousands of people, right? So, but she said, yeah, I came in and I made the tough decisions. And you know what I'd like to hear her follow on and say? And when I get into the presidency, I'm going to fire a few people in the federal government too.
Oh, I think
we got way too many people in the federal government.
You want to get some votes, and you're going to have everybody. I would love to see a guy come on and say, the minute I'm hired, we're going to do layoffs in every sector of the federal government, and we're also going to eliminate laws. And I mean, we are going to go state by state and chop law after law.
Right.
Enough's enough.
And of course, you know, the unions are going to stand up and say, well, no, you're not going to fire anybody. Well, okay, then we're not going to hire anybody either. We are going to stop hiring right now, and by attrition, we're going to cut the labor force in the federal government because it's bloated way, way too much. And then start whittling away at the laws
the other thing, Chris,
and regulations.
I don't know if the public realizes the revenues coming into the U.S. government today are more than they have ever been in history. You know, I think a lot of people sit home and think we're still trying to catch up from 2000. No! Our revenues are going way beyond that, but our spending just continues to be massive with no stop and no controls with this bozo as president.
And then you add, you know, the debt, the interest on the debt on top of that, which we get nothing for.
It's just a matter of spending out, spending beyond our means. You're absolutely right. The latest numbers from the Treasury Department, we are the first quarter of this year, and the second quarter looks like it'll be the same, the most we've ever taken in.
Yeah.
And but we're still falling behind. And it's because we're still spending way too much, because we just have this huge bloated government, bloated with people who are redundant. Let's just face it, they're redundant. We need somebody like Fiorina to come in there and cut the labor force in the federal government. Okay, don't cut us off, because when we come back, we got a lot more to talk about. And you are listening to the American Adversaries. It is drive time on AM 660 The Answer, and we will be right back.
No, that is true. A lot of people think that, oh, what